So the cost of living is going up nowadays. It's hard to save money anywhere. Have you ever wondered what was the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas? Well, in this video, we'll go over just that. Hi, I'm Will Johnson. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Mont Belvieu, Texas area. If you're thinking about moving to or visiting Mont Belvieu, Texas, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text message, hit me on Instagram with a DM, however you can get a hold of me, because I love to hear from you guys. Before you move anywhere, you should always count the cost. So Mont Belvieu, Texas origin started somewhere in the 1800s, and I believe it was founded in the early 1900s. But what's the cost of living in this place? So Mont Belvieu, Texas has developed into more of a higher end luxury area for people to live in. So you can see that when you drive there, everything looks new and things are still being built up here in Mont Belvieu, Texas. So I'll be referencing a blog from bestplaces.net which goes over the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas. I'll have a link down below in the description for anybody who wants to look at that themselves. So bestplaces.net uses a scale of 100, 100 being a U.S. average. Anything above would be a higher cost of living on average, anything below would be a lower cost of living on average. So Mont Belvieu, Texas comes in at a 115.8 out of 100, which means Mont Belvieu is a little higher. That being said, Mont Belvieu, Texas is a higher end area. We have a few other areas in Baytown that are higher end, but Mont Belvieu as a city is a higher end area. Mont Belvieu has a city population of about 7,200 and growing. Everything here is kind of new. You know that if you drive through there. They have a new HEB with a lot of new stores coming up around the HEB and this little shopping mall plaza. So we'll get into that a little later in the video. It's located in Chambers County. So Chambers County is a county right outside of Harris County. If you're going east toward Beaumont from Houston, you run into Chambers County. So you have Harris County, then you have Chambers County, then you have Jefferson County. And I believe after that is Orange County, but all of this is southeast Texas, and Mont Belvieu is located in Chambers County. The good thing about staying in Chambers County is the tax rate is a little lower. If you get a house in Mont Belvieu, typically the house would be a higher price. The same price house that you would get in Mont Belvieu, you would end up paying more for your mortgage in Harris County or in Houston or somewhere like that, because the tax rate is a lot higher. So a lot of people love to come to Mont Belvieu because their buying power and what they can get for their dollar goes a little further.
Most people move here for two reasons. The schools, being Barberville School District, which is A-rated. They're the most excellent schools in the area. The other reason is the tax rate is only 2.3% before homestead. So people like that because they can afford more home here. Our houses are typically a little more expensive than other areas, but with that lower tax rate, it allows them to buy more home. So for instance, somebody buying a $320,000 home in Baytown can have the same monthly payment as a $350,000 home here in Mont Belvieu because of the low taxes.
Okay. So I'll be referencing a chart from bestplaces.net. So let's go to grocery. Grocery for Mont Belvieu, Texas is a 100.8 out of 100 being a U.S. average and a 93.7. So in Mont Belvieu, they only have a few places for groceries. I believe they have a few shops in town, but the biggest thing that everybody goes to is the new HEB. I stay closer to the Anahuac area, but I always go to Mont Belvieu, Texas for the UPS store and for the HEB. Healthcare comes in at a 101 out of the Texas average being a 95.4 and the US being 100. So the median home cost in Mont Belvieu, Texas here is $356,000. The US average is $291,700. So as I said, Mont Belvieu, Texas, because of the cheaper tax rate, you can get a house at this rate for $350,000 or $400,000 or $500,000 and have a lower price mortgage than someone that had a house $20,000 more. Why? Because the tax rate is lower, so that affects the mortgage. And then once you pay the house off, all you have to do is pay the taxes, and you appreciate having the lower tax rate compared to Harris County. Under utilities comes at a 94.4. The Texas is 99.2. So the utilities are lower. Transportation comes in at a 119.4. Now I don't know why transportation came in so high with Mont Belvieu, but I go there all the time and get gas, and it seems the same to me. So I don't know why transportation, what's all affecting that. But if you are moving from out of state of Texas and you come to Texas, one thing that you should know is that Texas is very big. So Texas has a lot of long roads with the speed limits are adjusted, so they're generally a little higher because you're going to do more driving when you come to Texas. Unless you get a house or a location like really close to your job, you're going to do a little more driving in Texas in general. The speed limit is a little higher and so forth. So Texas is very big. As the old saying goes, everything is bigger in Texas.
Hey guys, did you know that everything is bigger in Texas?
The last thing on the chart is miscellaneous, coming in at 102.4 out of the 100. So in general, you see that Mont Belvieu, Texas is about on the same par as Houston. Is probably a little higher than Houston for the prices, but Houston prices are like really skyrocketing, like through the roof. You should see what you can get in Mont Belvieu for this amount that I just named versus what you can get in the actual heart of Houston. Houston prices are going higher and higher, just like everything. A lot of people are moving here, so the prices are going up. The same thing happened in New York and Manhattan and everything. So it's all about location, people. So that wraps things up for the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas. As you see that the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas is a little higher. It's a little more luxury here. The homes are nicer here, but also the tax rate is lower, so it kind of offsets you by, you know, 20, 30, maybe even $40,000. So that wraps things up for the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas. As you see that the cost of living in Mont Belvieu, Texas is a little higher. It's a little more luxury here. The homes are nicer here, but also the tax rate is lower. So if I missed anything, please put it in the comments below. Also comment on any other videos you would like to see me make about Mont Belvieu, Texas or the surrounding areas. Until then, see you in the next video.